Hey guys, how's it going? Josh here. So today we're going to do a trailer breakdown of Logan. So I'm going to get right into it. I don't want to waste too much time. At the beginning, at 5 seconds, we have our first, look in the trailer of X23. So you can kind of see a blood stain on her shoulder, a bit dirty, a bit bruised kind of knuckle. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's worth mentioning just because, honestly, it kind of shows us from the get-go that, this kid is gonna get into some fights, and I'm obviously really excited to see that because it'd be boring if you had X23 and you didn't use her at all in action sequence. So I'm happy to see them doing that. After that, we have Logan himself appear at 20 seconds, and he's kind of in total dad mode when he appears, which I thought was kind of funny. He's telling X23 what not to do, in a very kind of critiquing way, as a parent, would tell their young child if their child did something wrong. I put a picture of Old Man Logan from the comics there because that is a huge inspiration for the movie, not only aesthetically but also somewhat plot wise. And yeah, so that's pretty cool to look at Hugh Jackman at his first appearance in this trailer as Logan. And you can't really see it here. I have a better picture of it later, but there is some facial scarring on his face. So next in the trailer at 31, we have an X-Men comic, which I thought was pretty interesting. Basically doing something similar to what Captain America the First Avenger did, which was kind of be a little self-conscious of the comic book route. And Captain America the First Avenger, they basically had it where the Captain America comics happened, like they were written, that was a thing. And I guess they're doing the same thing in Logan, where they're doing the Uncanny X-Men comics were written, that was a thing. So it's pretty interesting. They have Wolverine in his yellow and blue outfit, Gambit kind of at that top part. And yeah, I wonder if any other X-Men comics were made, because I would love to hear their thoughts on the current X-Men comics and the whole Inhumans thing. That would be interesting commentary. After that, at 33 seconds, we have Patrick Stewart's first appearance in this trailer as Professor X, Charles Xavier, and he definitely looks like he's incognito right now. According to reports and stuff like that have come out since the release of this trailer, Professor X is suffering from dementia. So it'll be really interesting how they portray the world's most powerful telepath with dementia. I'm really curious to see how they pull that off, what kind of negatives come out of that, maybe any positives possibly in some way that would come out of that. And it looks like from, the bed and the desk and, that stereotypical lamp they got and all that stuff, that they're at a hotel. So I'm presuming they're on the run, they're hiding. It would also explain why, Baldy Man here has a hat, because he's never usually wearing a hat. And he also has just kind of low-key clothing. Honestly, he's not really dressed like Professor X is usually dressed, which is very, in a suit or something like that. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And 40 seconds I really like because, they show us the claws, which is obviously great. They look very nice. They look very crisp. But if you look at the base of the claws, you can see some blood that hasn't been wiped off yet, because basically it looks like Wolverine is, or Logan, I should say, is wiping off blood from his claws. So I like that they showed this because it really shows us in the trailer that the movie is rated R. Unlike the previous X-Men movies, they aren't just going to ignore the fact that when Wolverine stabs people, there would be blood on his claws. And I do enjoy that. I like that a lot. Now, at 48 seconds, we get, to see the head of, the security for Transigen, aka leader of the Reavers. The character is called Donald Pierce. So supposedly he has an engineering background. He's very smart, things like that, but also very, deadly and very lethal in his own right, considering he's in charge of the Reavers, which is, basically hunting down X23, which is definitely not an easy task. So I'm interested in seeing this character. There's a little bit of him later in the trailer. I think the next still actually is that scene I'm talking about. So let's go to that. And it is at 1:09. The still has kind of him trying to tell X23 with the Reavers behind them to not attack them, basically. And X23 doesn't look like she's having any of it. And I think this is pretty cool because it not only confirms that this is X23, but it's also really cool to see her claws pop out. And just like Logan earlier, she has blood in her claws. So at 1:30, I thought this was really cool. It's a beautiful shot, but also kind of shows us what presumably is Logan's kind of shack that he has right now. And I thought that was really cool because it really shows kind of the contrast between past times, Logan or Wolverine has been kind of in a pseudo exile when he's just wanting to be left alone. I mean, we've seen him, in the Canadian wilderness. We've seen him, just never in a suburb. He's not really that type of guy, but like in a log cabin somewhere surrounded by wilderness. This is kind of the first time, I guess, in the continuity that he's in exile, not really in wilderness, kind of in a desert, just really showing how isolated he maybe wants to be. And, at a minute 32, I thought this was a really, good scene to kind of go and, analyze, because you can really see the scarring he has, that he's accumulated from all these years of fighting and violence. And as his, healing factor is, slowed down and been delayed more and more, you can see that, they're not really healing like they used to. I mean, they're healing enough, I guess, but they're not completely healing, which is why, obviously, they're scarring. So I thought it was really interesting. You could see kind of what looks like a bullet wound on his left shoulder that is stitched up. So there is a scene in the trailer where he gets shot up a lot. Maybe this is taking place after, because it'd be kind of unfortunate if he just got shot up and that's how they killed him in the movie. But all in all, I really like this. I think Hugh Jackman is going to give a performance of his life, in this movie. I feel like this movie means a lot to him. Obviously, the trailers have looked fantastic so far, but I really think this movie in particular for Hugh Jackman is going to be a performance that may get an Oscar nod maybe in the future. Who knows? And at a minute 36, we have Xander Rice, who's the surgical head of, Transigen. And he's obviously with Donald Pierce, and, presumably the armed guy is a Reaver and all that good stuff. So presumably his kind of place here is that he is responsible for the program that created X23, and with that being said, the other Logan clones that were probably created but failed. There's a rumored plot in this movie that basically their end game is to kind of stop them from actually making a perfect Wolverine clone, since they're trying to. So basically just think of Transigen as the new Weapon X, like basically you can use Weapon X and Transigen interchangeably when you're talking about what they're doing with, Wolverine at this point. I mean, that's not 100% accurate, but for the sake of just talking about it, you could probably easily use them interchangeably. And they're probably going to pull some, something out of their butt, like Transigen is the new Weapon X, like literally from the remnants of Weapon X, Transigen appeared. So that's pretty interesting. There's a guy in a business suit kind of blocked by, the super tall guy. I don't think that's intentional, really. I think that's just, because the guy's really tall. But I could be wrong. It could be interesting. However, the guy up front who, appears to be Xander Rice, he does look more important. So, but for all we know, maybe there is someone behind it all that literally is behind Xander Rice. So, with that said and done, our last kind of still I got here is at a minute 55, and it's Logan holding the hands of X23. Logan is really shot up, really bloodied up, and X23, it looks like, if you look at her kind of shirt area, it looks like she's kind of bloodied up too, like she's been shot a bit. And I think this is it's going to be a very beautiful scene, a very heartwarming scene, very kind of, it looks like they might be playing it off as a father-daughter relationship in a way. So I think this is going to be a really touching moment, a very sweet moment. And I think it's really interesting also because obviously, they have blood all over them. And they're clones. She's a clone of Logan, so they have the same blood technically. And, I think it's going to be a touching moment. And this may be, I don't think this is how Logan's going to die. But I definitely think this is going to be a moment that's going to really hit home for kind of the Logan X23 relationship. I think, just the emotional aspect of it. I think this is going to be a very strengthening kind of bonding moment, during their time together. So that's all I put in the trailer. There was another scene that had them eating dinner and stuff. I thought that was a very enjoyable moment. Kind of showing that the movie wasn't 100% grim. And then after this, there's a scene in the trailer where, X23 and Logan are fighting a bunch of, presumably Reavers. I left that out because I just wanted to go over the things that were not only interesting, but kind of on the newer side. Like, we knew that, they'd get into a fight with people and all that stuff. That's not anything new. However, so comment below your guys' thoughts. What are you most excited about for this movie? Do you think this might be one of the first comic movies to get an Oscar nod? I know there have been in the past, like The Dark Knight got the Oscar nod with Heath Ledger. But obviously, superhero movies in the past have gone, best special effects, stuff like that. But do you think this would be the first, kind of movie to get Golden Globe, Oscar nod for acting, like for the actor, like the main actor? So in this case, it'd be Hugh Jackman. Comment below with your guys' thoughts. I know the Academy loves Hugh Jackman, so if anyone could do it, it would be him. And I'll see you guys later.